Channel. It's Mary Z. It's Mary Z Easy Recipes. It's Mary Z Easy Recipes. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm happy to be back again in another live stream, which is extremely a privilege. So we are here again to chat and to just, have a good time. Have a good time. You know what? I've discovered that there are about 193 countries worldwide. Imagine that. There are even more. It's about more than 193 countries of the world, which is really awesome. So, of the 193 countries or more, someone is somewhere. Someone is somewhere at this point. But all the same, we are really happy to be on this Mother Earth. We are really thankful and we are happy to be on this Mother Earth. Imagine the countries are so many, over 190. That's not a joke. That means it's loads of us on this planet. And when we get the time to come together to chat, that's really wonderful. We like that. That's really wonderful. So welcome everybody to the live stream. It's Mary Z Easy Recipes, and I'm really happy to be here today. I can just name a few. Let me just name a few countries. Maybe we might get audience from the United Kingdom, the United States of America, Canada, Kenya, Mozambique, Jamaica, Swaziland, South Africa, Norway, Switzerland, Philippines, France, Italy, Germany, just to name a few. Let me just go on and on. Germany, Barbados, Ecuador, Argentina, Australia, Turkey, Japan, India. What else? Pakistan, China, Egypt, Gambia, Cameroon, just to name a few. So we are happy to be here today and just to chat, to chat. And I'm happy there's, four people in the house. That's remarkable. We have Keith here. Keith Lee. Hi, Keith Lee. You are the first one on the chat. That's lovely to have you here. I'm really happy. You are welcome to the chat. I was just introducing, by saying this world is massive. This world is big. Imagine. Oh, we have Dolly, the Phoenix Fireside. Oh, welcome, Dolly. Nice to see you here. I'm very happy to have you here, Dolly. And thank you for all that promotion and the shout out. That is really something to be grateful for. I always say we have beautiful souls around the world with beautiful people who really are there to care for each other. And Dolly has those qualities. She's a lovely soul. So let's go to the chat. Dolly says, so sorry I'm missing your live. Oh, you're live as well. That's fine, Dolly. We will always check on each other. That's fine. Thanks to drop those words here. Dolly has given me a shout out. She said, hit that like, share, and comment. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Oh, that's really wonderful of you, Dolly, to say that, to give me that beautiful shout out. So that's what I was saying. We have friends all over the world, from USA, from Jamaica, from Canada, from Norway, from South Africa. We have friends from, I just can't name all of them because this country are so many. And I've just found out that there are over 190 countries worldwide, which is really a big village. Oh, we call it a village. Because imagine now I'm talking to Dolly, who is far away in a faraway country. So that's amazing, really. So I again say welcome everybody to the live stream. I'm extremely happy on this Thursday. Imagine we are already in October. Wow. What an amazing thing, you know. We are already in October. Today is the 2nd of October, and it's a beautiful day. We cannot complain. And over here where I am, the temperatures are a bit low. It's a bit cool, but we can manage it still. So we are happy to be, to be present in this, time, in this time. I'm thankful for those who will be able to attend, to anyone who is able to attend the live stream. Just know that I'm thankful for that. And I've just been listening to the news this morning. Or before I go to what I heard in the news, let me greet the people. We have in his name. Wow, that's a beautiful name. Welcome in his name. In his name is saying Jesus loves you. Yeah, that's what in his name is saying. All messages are really of importance. So we are happy today because we have people who have a bit of time to come to our platforms and to share whatever I have today. We are going to share a beautiful topic. A beautiful topic. And we have someone says here, I don't know what is that one saying. And then someone is saying something which I can't understand. So we are a beautiful people, amazing people. We embrace each other. And what else can we say? And we are there just to respect each other. We don't want any derogatory messages. All we want is love. All we want is to love one another no matter what. No matter what. If you take that stance in life that, oh, you're just a human being. Everyone is just a human being. Let's just be kind to each other. That is perfect. That's what we want. So we have Kaden Dickinson. Hi, Kaden. Lovely to have you here in this live stream. I'm happy that you are here. So it's a day to chat and a day to be happy. All we need is happiness and nothing else really. So I was going to say that we have about over 193 countries worldwide. It's amazing. I didn't even know that. So I said, oh, let me just check this morning how many countries we have worldwide. It's over 193 countries. And imagine all those countries have loads of, our friends, and everyone there is a lovely person, and we are joyful for that. And I was just saying, we have loads of countries like, okay, I can go on to the continents. Imagine the continents are vast. We have vast continents. We have Africa with lots of countries. We have Europe with lots of countries. We have America with lots of states there, very massive country. We have South America with lots of countries there. So, which one ever? And we have Asia with lots of countries. And we also have the oceanic. These are continents of the world. And we are happy to have everyone happy there. Wherever you are, people should be happy. We have the Bad Files joining us today. Bad Files is saying hello to everyone. Thank you, the Bad Files, for joining in this live stream. I'm really happy and I welcome you with the open arms. So I welcome everybody with open arms. So I'm happy. It's a beautiful day. We cannot complain. But I was just been listening. Okay, let me greet. Oh, we have Betty's Corner. Betty's Corner is saying, hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Hello, Betty. Welcome to the live stream. We are glad to have you here. Yeah, you see, we still continue with these live streams, It's something new, so we have to just, when something is still new, you need just to do it. Hence, I'm doing them now. So I'm happy to have Betty's Corner, the Bad Files, and Kaden Dickinson is here. I'm happy to have Dolly, the Phoenix, sorry, is here as well. So this is a beautiful team, and we are happy for that. So I hope everyone is doing fine wherever they are. And here I'm doing fine. I cannot complain. And I was just been listening to the news today, and in the morning they were talking about the weather. I was listening to the weather, and the weather report was saying here from maybe Friday up to weekend, there might be a storm, there might be a storm coming. So it's just to remind us that we need to be alert of what is happening around us. So it is said that there will be a storm coming. It's going to be up the north of the country. So it's just to stay alert. It's called Storm Army. Storm Army. So I heard that in the news that there's going to be a storm from Friday to Saturday, but the storm is going to be like concentrated up the north of the country. So it's lovely to get the weather report, to always listen to the weather report so that we know what to do, and we just be aware of what is happening around us. So it's just a lovely thing, to listen to the weather so that we are prepared for whatever will happen. It's like if there's a storm where I'm living, obviously I won't go to my garden because I wouldn't know how heavy the rain will be. So a weather warning is really essential in our lives. And if it rains like safely, it is good for us because we need the water, the animals need water, the plants need water. So raining is not a bad thing, but when it comes to those harsh or storms, then we need to be to take precautions and to be aware of what's happening. We have Betty is saying, thanks, Mary. Thanks, Betty, as well for coming. And Betty's Corner is giving us some love and some hugs. So today, we have another. I always want to bring some items to the live stream. So today we have another interesting item which we want to share together. And this item, this item, there are two of them. So today we are going to look at two items, and then we discuss and talk about these two items. So I went to the supermarket the other day. I went to the supermarket because I like shopping, but sometimes I just go there to buy one item. Imagine. So I went to the supermarket, and this supermarket sells beautiful plants. It sells flowers. It sells green plants, and it sells some herbs. So I wanted to buy, two herbs which I don't have. I wanted to buy basil and thyme. So when I went there, I saw this beautiful basil in a little pot, and I saw they were green and really beautiful, looking amazing. I also saw, I wanted to buy some thyme, and there was beautiful thyme in a little pot as well. And they were selling these as like plants. So I picked these two because I really liked them. I picked these two pots and just went around the shop, And when I was about to get to the till, imagine, I hadn't even checked the price of these little potted herbs, basil and thyme. So when I checked the prices, just about to pay for them, oh, I was shocked. I discovered that they were really, really expensive. They were really expensive. So I said, let me just return them. I had to leave them there, and then I something came to my mind. I said, "Oh, but why was I going to buy basil and thyme in this shop?" And yet my sister has a big plant of thyme in a windowsill, on her windowsill, and she also has some basil on her windowsill. So I said, "Oh, what can I do?" So I said, I'm just going to go to her house and maybe and pick some branches of these herbs and do it on my own and just start growing them on my own. So that's the topic for today. So I ended up going to my sister's house, and she gave me some sort of branches or suckers of basil and some suckers of thyme. Then I came back and then I started propagating them or on my own. So the topic today is propagating herbs. That's our topic today. So let's listen to what people are saying. So Betty Skona was giving us some hugs and some love. Hello, Krishna Creation. Krishna Creation is from India. Wow, that's beautiful. Krishna says, hello, sister. Yeah, hello, I'm fine, Krishna. How are you? And Krishna Creation said, like done. Wow, that's what we are always urging our audience to do. If possible, if they like the live stream, they just press the like button. Krishna Creation is giving us some greetings and some love, and she's giving us loads of support as well. So today we are going to talk about, oh, we have Francois. Hi, Francois. Francois from France is saying, hello, Mary Z. Hi, Francois. How have you been? I am fine. Thank you for coming to the live stream. And just have a good time here. Everyone is welcome here. And we are happy to have a beautiful team. And we will enjoy what's happening in the live stream. So when I went to that supermarket, I placed the basil and the thyme back on the shelf because they were too expensive. There was no way I was going to buy them when my sister has some similar plants, the exact plants in her house. So I had to go to my sister's house and get some little branches of basil. I got some little branches of thyme and then started planting them. We have some more guests coming in. We have Mohammed Bashir. How are you, Mohammed? Lovely to see you here. You are welcome in the live chat. So we are going to talk about propagation. Propagation is when we try to regrow the plants we have so that we maintain the same species. So this is what I had to do with the thyme. I did that with the basil from my sister's house. And I just started propagating them, and then they were able to pick up, and they were able to form some roots, and then I was able to have those plants. So propagating or propagation is a way of reproducing the same plants. And you can do that by just, cutting some shoots, and then you can dip the shoots in water. Maybe after maybe a week or so, they start having some roots. So this is what I did, um, with the cuttings I got from the sage plant I have. I have a sage plant, and it's like about a week or so ago. It's now nearly maybe 2 weeks. I I cut branches from the sage plant. These are the branches. I have three in here. So I chopped these branches from the sage plant, and I put the branches in water. So I had to change the water at some point during this propagation. So this is what we can do with the herbs we have in the house. If you want to grow more of them, of the similar type, you can always prune or cut them from the mother herb, and then you just put them in water like this. You just put them in water. So now I'm going to have three. Imagine three of them. So I managed to have this sage. Look at that. It has some roots. These are sage cuttings. These are sage cuttings. And I managed to have three of them. So now all of them have some roots. Look at that. All of them have some roots. So this is what we mean by propagation. You can chip off the parts of your herb, of your plant, and soak the plant in some water. Or if you have enough place to plant them, you can plant them in a small pot in soil, in a small planter. Again, you'll see the roots coming out like this. So this is a way of having new plants from your original plant. The reason why I had to propagate this sage is because soon it will be winter, and I want them to grow indoors. So I'll be having, imagine, 3 pots of sage indoors. So that's what I'm going to have. So I'll just show you how to clip from the mother, to do the cuttings, and then I'll show you how to do the planting of the sage leaf, of the sage cuttings. So let's go back to the chart and see what's happening here. Krishna had given us some support and some love. And Francois said, hello, Mary Z. And Francois said, hi. And Francois said, remember aloe vera. Yeah, aloe vera, yeah. That's another one you can also propagate. Aloe vera is really easy to propagate as well. Mohammed Bashir said, hi. Francois said, Mohammed, hello. We also have a new guest here, the Travel and Tour. Hi, the Travel and Tour. How are you? The Travel and Tour said, good work. Oh, thank you, the Travel and Tour. The Travel and Tour said, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And how are you? We also have a new guest here, just arrived. It's the Crusted Joint. Hi, the Crusted Joint. Thank you ever so much for attending the live stream. I'm really grateful for that. And we also have Travel and Tour said, I'm fine. And she also said, what about you? I'm fine. Thick Travel and Tour. Everything is fine. And in the introduction, I was talking about that we are a family, a big family. Imagine there are about more than 193 countries worldwide. And imagine in those countries, there are people in there, and we can always reach out to each other on this platform, which I find really amazing. So today is a day of propagation. We are doing propagation, and we are going to propagate two herbs. We are propagating the sage. This sage is a very essential herb. I like it so much. And look at the leaves. The leaves are just beautiful. I always admire nature. That's why I thought of propagating sage, and now it has some roots, which is really awesome. I also am going to propagate this one. Who can tell me what this herb is? People know it. What is this herb? What is this herb? This particular one. What is it? This one. In the chat, can you tell me what this herb is? It is sort of, anyone who knows this herb, it is a beautiful herb. The scent is awesome. It's really beautiful. Who can tell me what this herb is? Before I go to the propagation of the herb. What is this herb? It starts with R, R, R. It starts with R. What is the herb? Oh, Paul. Okay, let me read the chat while I wait for the name. I need a name, people. I need a name. Let's see the chat. Francois had said, remember aloe vera. Yes, aloe vera is also good for propagation. And Francois had greeted Muhammad and said, Muhammad, hello. We also had Mo Adi. Hi, Mo Adi. Nice to see you here today on another lovely day and beautiful Thursday. We also greeted THK Travel and Tour, who was praising and saying, good work. And he was saying, how are you? And the class had joined. I greeted him and said, I'm fine, thank you. And we also had Moadi saying hello. THK Travel and Tour was saying, you are from UK or USA? Okay, he was asking, it's UK. Betty's Corner said, hi, Travel. THK Travel and Tour said, hi, Betty. MHRU is greeting us as well. Ryan is saying hi. Moadi is saying hi. And THK Travel and Tour saying, we are all one. That's very true. I love that statement. It makes my day. It just makes me smile. It is beautiful. So THK Travel and Tour said, we are one. And AFC, Tickton, Dragons, HS5. Welcome to the live stream, AFC. You are welcome to join in the discussion. Today we are doing propagation. We are going to propagate the herbs because I love the herbs so much. So I don't want them to go to waste because soon there will be this cold spell, and herbs do not love the cold spell. So it's worth doing propagation so that you save them and enjoy them in future. THK Travel and Tour is saying, everyone hi. We have a new friend here, Matembwere, Chifumuro. Hello, how are you? I hope you are fine. We are having a great day today. We are having a discussion on propagation. Propagation is a way of maintaining the same species of the plants you have. Because if you just cut a branch from maybe a sage and you try to regrow it, that means you are not changing anything pertaining to the plant. It remains as the same species. So if you love your herbs, if you love your flowers, there are some which you can propagate. You can use soil, you can use water to propagate. So we have THK Travel and Tour says he doesn't know this herb. I bet someone knows this herb in the chat. Can you please tell me this herb? It's a beautiful herb, and let me try to squeeze it and smell it. The aroma is really exceptional. The aroma of this herb is exceptional. You would think you are smelling lavender, but it's not lavender. Then let's see if anyone knows this herb. Hello, SDOT Vision. How are you? Lovely to see you here. Paul is here today. Hi, Paul. Lovely to see you here. You are welcome in the live chat. Oh, we have a correct answer. Moadi knows this herb. It's called rosemary. This is rosemary. So I like rosemary so much that I'm going to propagate rosemary today. Propagating rosemary, all you need to do is so there's a big pot of rosemary growing outside there in the garden. So I had to just nip this off the little cuttings. You just do these cuttings. So after doing the cuttings, all you need to do now is you prune. You need to make sure that you leave some nodes so that the rosemary can grow some roots when you place it in water. So there's a node there, there's a node there, there's a node there. There are lots of nodes. So I'm just going to prune the leaves from maybe here. You just prune, remove these leaves. You do it gently. Remove the leaves gently. This is what I did to this sage you see here. So I did this to this sage in this glass here. You see the sage has some roots now. It has taken about maybe 2 weeks, So after you prune the leaves like this, you are pretty sure that your roots will come from these nodes here. So I'm going to propagate this rosemary in this water and just put it by the windowsill. Then occasionally you change the water. And this rosemary, which I have pruned, look at this rosemary. I'm not going to throw it away. I'll chop it and use it for marinating the dishes, because it is an aromatic herb which is really good for your whatever you are cooking. So what is rosemary good for? Rosemary, according to the experts, or according to the people who know about rosemary, it is believed that rosemary is good for memory. Rosemary is good for the hair. Rosemary is good for the general well-being. It is good for the general well-being. So we usually use it for flavoring our food. You can make a rosemary tea. Some people even make cosmetics from rosemary. So it is really a precious herb. So we are going to be propagating. It's like replanting, regrowing the rosemary. So I have, I mean, I have about 6 of them. So just check if the nodes are there. You just prune the rosemary. Just prune the rosemary, and it goes into the water. And we have another cutting here. You just prune the rosemary just to allow this part to go into the water. We just put in the same glass like this, and we'll see how it goes. This one is a bit short, but doesn't matter. You just prune, and you can use the leaves to make some tea, because rosemary is a herb which is really good. It has amazing flavor. It has aromatic fragrance. It is also good for, it has some medicinal properties. Rosemary has some medicinal properties, good for the hair, good for the general well-being, and some people say it is also good for the general uh, cardiovascular system, for the heart health, you know. So that's rosemary. That's our amazing herb, rosemary. That's our amazing herb, rosemary. So I have propagated the rosemary, and there'll come a time when the rosemary will have some roots. And I put in this porous, container, in the glass container, so that I'm able to see what will be happening, because I don't want it to mold. So I need to keep up changing the water as as it tries to produce some roots. So the aim is for the rosemary to produce some roots. So that's what we did with with this sage. So we also might wonder, why sage? What is sage good for? Sage is similar to rosemary. It is also good for memory. That's what they say. It is believed to be good for memory, believed to help with the brain function, believed to help with sleep. So when you take sage tea before bed, it can just calm you down and you can sleep. So sage is also a very, important herb, and hence I have propagated sage. I have propagated sage. Okay, let's go to the chart and hear what people are saying. So Moadi gave us the correct answer. This herb is rosemary. And we have a new person in the chat. That's Neptune. He's saying, hey, oh my God. Oh my God, what he's saying is so funny. Slay, Neptune, what are you saying? Let me get a glass of water. I'll come and explain what he's saying. Slay, Neptune. Oh my God. Let's hear what Slay is saying. Oh, I can't get it now. I don't know. I think he. All right. Slay is saying, slay means like cool or cute. All right. Yeah, it was funny to me. Yeah. So it's just a picture of a film which is behind me. Moad said, yes, yeah, he's agreeing to what Slay is saying. I think back in the day, it was used for people's health to cure them. Exactly, that's what we're saying, that these herbs have come a long way, and we still continue to use them. And back in the day, they were used for medicinal purposes. Even some people nowadays, they like the herbs, they use them for medicinal purposes. We have 8 likes. Thank you so much for that. 8 likes. It is really incredible. And so we were talking about the propagation of these herbs, which I am going to do today. So I'm going to show you how I came about uh, doing the cuttings of rosemary, of sage, and I will plant the ones I have today. I will plant the ones which I already have today. So we have we do have a container here. Let me show you the container. We have a container here. This is where we are going to, we have another container here, this one, and we have another container here. So I'm going just to plant the sage in the containers, in the planters, and then water the sage. So before I go to the planting, let's see what they are saying. Neptune said, slay means like cool or cute. Okay, yeah, that's it. Moadi says, yes, they are greeting to each other. And Neptune said, I used to watch it when I was younger. Okay, that's fine, yeah. And Neptune is saying, Mickey Mouse. No, that's not Mickey. Is that Mickey Mouse? That's not Mickey Mouse. Yeah, that's not Mickey Mouse. Neptune said, my friend's grandma used to use rosemary, but my friend became really allergic to it and the grandma had to stop. Oh yeah, with all herbs, all vegetables, all fruits, we need to be careful because some people don't tolerate them. For example, me, I can cook with rosemary, but other people cannot cook with rosemary. So we just need to take that precaution so that we don't use these herbs if we are allergic. Yeah, some people do get some reactions with the herbs. So I have my planter here. We are going to plant the sage. We have 3 of them, so it's just something exciting to do. There is your sage with the roots. So you just make a hole there, and then you just place your sage there. Make sure it goes deep, and you just press your fingers around the sage. So there, all is done. What's left is just to water the sage. So I can do that to the other one because there are 3. You see, there it has some roots. Then I just dig into the planter, and then place your herb there. Make sure you cover the roots, and then the next thing is just to press around the herb. Press around the herb. Then what's next is just water. And the last one, this is the other one. It has roots already, so we have propagated it, and now it's planting time. Planting time. I'm going to keep these herbs somewhere where it is like warm, because during winter the herbs will wither. So we need to keep the herbs where it is warm. So when spring comes, we'll be having loads of herbs, you know, loads of rosemary, loads of sage. So we have put this rosemary in water. So we are now letting it propagate. In 2 or so weeks, it will have some roots, and we will plant it in some planters, just like what I did with the sage. So this is how we can keep on having the amazing herbs, rosemary and sage. Rosemary and sage. So I just want to show you how we can do the cuttings of, we want to do the cuttings of sage. We want to do the cuttings of sage, because if we leave them out there in the cold, they will just waste away, and we will lose out on these herbs. So if you have I have a tin here. Look at this one. This one. I have a tin here, a planter. I have a planter here. And like 2 weeks ago, I had to prune this plant. But now that the temperatures are changing, I need to propagate. I need to propagate the sage so that I have more plants when spring comes. So you just take a clean clipper. This is clean. I washed it earlier on, and then you just trim at the base of your sage. Look at that. This one has some nodes. We need the nodes, and when we have the nodes, then our task is just to take a container of water and place the sage. So these are, hopefully we are going to get more shoots, which we are going to plant in the near future. So I'm going to chop about I'm going to do about 6 of them, and then put them in water. 6 cuttings. So we do 6 cuttings. Look at that, 6 cuttings. This one by the edge. Oh, sage is so, the stems are so tough. So when you have a cutting like this, you just remove the little branches, these ones. Just remove them, because your aim is to have some roots later on. So we are looking for roots from the nodes. You want some roots. There we go. Then we can place in water. We place them in water. Let's do 4 more. 4 more to go. So you see this one here, this one, we just clip it. It's tough, but look at that. Then you remove the bottom leaves, and the nodes are there. We are propagating. So we have 3 now. Yeah. Then we look for another one. They are more or less similar, but just look for a bit. I think I need some which are a bit tall. Yeah. So we have this one, And we are at the fourth one. So we have 4 now. This is sage. Let's have 2 more. This one, we just remove this leaf here. Look at that. And there we go. We put it in water. Then the last one, you can choose the last one. I'm thinking about this one. Yeah. So we are in the process of propagating the sage. We are in the process of propagating sage. So this is the last one. We again put it in water. We put it in water. So after you do this, you just place your sage by the windowsill. Place the sage by the windowsill, and maybe after some days you change the water. Then you do the same to the other one, to this rosemary. So I'll be changing the water at the same time because I've propagated them on the same day. So it will be easy to manage the changing of the water. So this is what we do with our herbs. This is what we do. Now let's go back to the chat and see what people are saying. We still have 2 people in the house, and we have, is it 6? We have 8 likes. That's amazing. So I just want to emphasize on this propagation. You know, if you want to save money, you can always propagate your own own plants. In this case, you can always propagate the herbs. Some plants can be propagated, but some cannot. Surprising enough, I've heard that you can propagate a tomato. I will have to check on that. Someone was talking about propagating a tomato. So I'll find out about how you can propagate tomatoes. So for today, we have been talking about propagation of rosemary and sage. And I would think most of the herbs can be propagated. Herbs like thyme, I think you can propagate that. A herb like oregano, you can propagate that because they have those nodes where the roots can come, can form. So you can easily propagate such herbs. So propagation, what is propagation? Propagation is a process where you try to regrow some plants and resulting in you having the same species, So you can propagate rosemary, you can propagate thyme, you can propagate sage. What do you need? All you need is you need some cuttings, like what I've been doing. You need some cuttings, and make sure the stems, like this one, like what we did with rosemary. Make sure this stem, if you run your fingers, you will bump on the nodes. Make sure your rosemary cutting is some nodes. I can even count here. We have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one is 6 nodes. So we expect to have roots here forming all along the nodes. So you use cuttings. Make sure the cuttings have some nodes, and place the cutting in water, or you can plant it direct into a little pot using some little, some loose soil. That can also help. And allow the roots to grow before potting. So when the roots grow, then you can pot. Like today, I have potted the sage because there were roots there. I have potted the sage because the roots were growing there. So this is what we do with propagating the plants. And how do you do the cutting? Make sure you use when you are doing the cuttings, use a sharp tool or instrument, and make sure the scissors or the knife are clean or are sterile. Because if you use dirty knife or dirty scissors, that will spoil the cutting. And the trick is you need several nodes, because you never know which node will produce the roots. So you need several nodes. And what are the conditions for the roots to sprout, to grow? The roots will need about 2 to maybe 2 weeks, or depending with the cutting. Some will produce roots in 2 weeks time, 3 weeks time, or even 8 weeks time, depending on the plant. And they need temperature, favorable temperature. I think in this case warm temperature. They need water, and they need light for them to grow. So these are the conditions for the plant or the cutting to germinate. So these are the factors. They need the appropriate warm temperature, water, you water them, you change the water, and light. That's why usually you can put the container, you put the container on a windowsill. If you put the container on a windowsill, usually sunlight will be trying to reach there, and then there's warmth in the room, and the herbs will start to show some roots. So this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. Let's hear what people are saying in the chat. Moadi was asking, can you cook with rosemary? Yes, you can cook with rosemary. You can chop it, because it is some sharp leaves. So what I usually do is I chop the rosemary. Look at that. It's like spiky. It's like spiky. So usually I chop the rosemary and then use it at the end of the cooking, because I don't want the rosemary to burn. So towards the end of the cooking, you just throw the rosemary into your dish, and then it will mix well with the food, and you will enjoy an aromatic flavor of the rosemary. So you can cook with rosemary. And some people make rosemary tea. That is if you are not allergic to it. So some people are allergic to rosemary. So Moadi said, does it add flavor to the food? Yes, it adds flavor to the food. Rosemary is full of fragrance, sort of. It is aromatic. It has that pungent like aroma in it. If I squeeze this rosemary, it will be, giving out a real strong aroma. Mm, the aroma is beautiful. I like rosemary. Yeah, I'm glad that I can tolerate it, you know. Yeah, it is really beautiful. Mm. I would spend the whole day smelling rosemary. It is really nice, you know. So it has some aroma. Moadi is saying, okay, yeah. Moadi is saying, I think back in the day, it was used for people's health to cure them. Yeah, because it is believed that it has some medicinal purposes. Yeah. And some people nowadays still believe that, and they make some tea. Some people will dry the rosemary and make and use it as a fragrance in the house. They'll just like sort of, if it's dry, and they maybe put a little bit of ashes of charcoal. It's like you have rosemary in a pan. No. You have charcoal, burning charcoal in a pan. Then you have dry rosemary. Then you just like sprinkle the rosemary on the charcoal, and it will produce that fragrance, you know. Some people do that. Um, Neptune said, slay means stay means like, oh, Neptune was explaining about slay. Okay, I get it. Thank you for the explanation. And said, oh, cute, and really like your photo. Oh, that one. Yeah, it's a film. If you remember, there was a film called Fantasia. So this is the poster for that film. It's the poster for the film Fantasia. It's a poster. Moadi said yes, agreeing to Neptune. Neptune said, I used to watch it when about the film, yeah, Fantasia. Neptune said Mickey Mouse. No, that's not Mickey Mouse. Moadi said, me too. Oh, you are talking about Mickey Mouse. Oh, yeah. Mickey Mouse, really popular. Yeah, really popular. We have a new guest here. It's Kenneth Christianson. Hi, Kenneth Christianson. Lovely to have you here, Kenneth. And feel free to join in the conversation if you feel like. Today, Kenneth, we were just talking about propagation. We're talking about propagation of herbs. There are some herbs which you can easily propagate. Herbs like this one. This is sage. You can easily propagate sage. All you need are the cuttings. Then you soak the sage. You soak the sage in water for some time. So I've just soaked this sage. It is going to stay for some time. Then we also talked about rosemary. So we're talking about these two herbs, sage and rosemary. But the only thing you need to be mindful of is that some people are allergic to these herbs. So when you come across the herbs, just be careful, because other people are allergic to herbs, but some people can tolerate them. So the reason why I thought of propagating these herbs is that the other day when I went to the supermarket where they sell these herbs, they were selling them at a price I cannot afford. So I said, what can I do? I can just, take some of the herbs from my sister's house and start propagating them. So hence today I just thought of sharing the idea of propagating herbs. So that's what we've been talking about, Kenneth. So I hope you find some of the things, good to just to know, because knowledge is always there. It's always something we should always try and acquire. Kenneth is saying hi, madam. Yeah, hi, Kenneth. Cristiano. Hi, Kenneth. How are you doing? Me, I'm fine. So that's what we have been talking about today. Propagation. And I can just, before I go on to the other topic which I want to talk about, I just want to emphasize about this propagation. We, in our environment, we happen to have many types of herbs. We have herbs like basil, we have coriander, which is also known as cilantro. We have celery, we have lavender, we have peppermint, sage, rosemary, So the goal today was just to try and give an awareness that if you have herbs, if you like herbs and you are growing the herbs in your house or in your garden, you can always maintain your favorite species of herbs through a method called propagation. So we were trying to explain how you propagate your plants, how you can propagate them, propagating meaning regrowing them so that you keep that variety which you like or which you love. So propagation starts with cutting, having some cuttings. So all you need to do is you need to have these cuttings, and using a sterile cutter, a scissors or a knife, then you can cut this, can have this cutting from the mother plant. So this one is from the mother plant. So when you do the cuttings, make sure your plant has some nodes. So because these herbs usually have some nodes where the leaves are growing from. So we call them nodes. So this is because when the roots start growing, they will grow from the nodes. They will grow from these points. So it's important you have the nodes. So cutting with the sterile scissors, then making sure the cutting has some nodes. Then just dip in water. All you need is just to dip in water. Dip in water like that. And then you let them be, and just you can always change the water, and within maybe 2 to 8 weeks you see the herbs have roots. They start showing the roots. Then you can then transfer to a bigger planter. So this is what we're doing today. This is what we've been doing today. We've been propagating, showing how propagating is done, and we're really trying to show ways you can save money. You can save money through that. We have 10 likes, which is really amazing, and we have people still joining in, which is wonderful. Now I can explain further about my chosen herbs for today. Today I chose Today I chose rosemary and sage. These two herbs, if you are not allergic to them, they have some medicinal purposes. Sage is believed to help with memory. It helps with the brain function. It is believed to help with sleep. It is believed to help with, general well-being. The same applies to rosemary. Rosemary, this one, is also believed to help with brain function, memory, and it is believed to help with hair, and it's believed to help with the general well-being. And so these herbs, for those who are not allergic, they seem to be really good for our general well-being. I've also come across, when I go shopping, I've come across cosmetics with rosemary extracts. I've seen some cosmetics with rosemary extracts. So I believe this herb is really good. Moadi is back. Yeah, hi Moadi. Lovely to have you back. Lovely to have you back. My other theme this week is I have been talking about achieving goals, and this week has been a week where I was just trying to emphasize the importance of achieving goals. Maybe some people were not here when I was talking about that, and I can always keep on emphasizing the importance of achieving goals. So in this topic of achieving goals, we always use a framework. There is a framework we use. This framework is known as the SMART framework. It's SMART. It's known as the SMART framework. And it is, I think this framework was sort of compiled or established or formulated or drawn by some experts. I think these people should be people who do business studies, who are experts in business, or people who are psychologists, or people who deal with human behavior, who are experts in tackling human behavior. So those people came up with this framework, and it is this sort of they call it what, acronym or something like that, sort of abbreviations, which are SMART. So in actual fact, it's SMART objective, SMART. So when you have a goal you want to achieve, you obviously need to follow this framework, the SMART framework. And what is this SMART framework all about? S stands for something. S stands for specific. For example, like today, what was my goal today? What was I going to do in the live stream? So this is where you need to focus on what you want to do. Focus on a certain thing. So my specific goal today, what I wanted to do, was just to discuss with my audience about propagation. So what was the specific thing I wanted to do? It was to talk about propagation. Then I had to ask myself, okay, since I want to talk about propagation, Then I come to the word M, because it is smart. Smart. What is M standing for in this like framework? M will stand for measurable. So the thing is, since I want to talk about propagation, am I going to achieve what I'm going to do? Is it measurable? Am I going to do the, am I going to bring out the topic, and, is it measurable? So in this case about propagation, I had to bring in rosemary, I had to bring in sage, and I had to make sure that I do the explanation. I showed the how to do the cutting and how to do the planting. So it's a way of measuring what you want to do. Then I have to ask myself again, achievable, because SMA, A standing for achievable. So what you are going to do in this time you have, is it achievable? Are you able to do everything in the live stream, um like cutting the doing showing how to cut the cuttings, showing how to dip them in water is part of the propagation, and showing how you plant your the ones which have roots. So this is where achieving comes from. Is what you are going to do, is your goal going to be achievable? Then we also have R. R stands for, is it relevant? Is it realistic? Do you think what you are going to talk about is worth talking about? So if your answer is yes, it will mean, for example, what I've done today, is it realistic? Do you think you can do the cutting? Do you think you can do the planting of the sage? And do you think you can show how you start the propagation? So it's all about, is it relevant? Whatever you are doing to achieve the goal, is it relevant? And the last item in this framework is time. So you need to have a forecast of whether within that frame of time of time you have, do you think you're able to do all the things you have planned? So time is really important when it comes to what we do to achieve the goals. As for me, I have plenty of time. I had plenty of time to do it, to do all what I did, because my target for my live stream is about 120 minutes. So I had all the time in the world to do this demonstration of propagation. So this is my other theme for this week, just talking about how we can achieve goals and what we should do in order to achieve the goals, and just having an idea about this framework, which is called the SMART framework. So let's go back to the chat, and then we will keep on discussing what we are discussing. We have more. Adi says, I'm back, and said, hi, madam. That's lovely of you, Mo Adi. So in anything we do, let's imagine, I just want to keep on talking about the SMART framework. Imagine you are going to do some shopping, and maybe there is a sale in a certain shop. You want to go there and buy some clothes. So this framework works everywhere, anywhere. Because what is your goal when you go shopping, when you want to go to that shop to buy clothes? So you say, my goal is to go and buy a trousers. So that's what you want to go and buy. So that's the specific. That's what you want to do. So the specific, like, uh, part of your goal is to go and buy a trousers. Then you ask yourself, measurable. Is it like, are you able to do it? Are you able to do that? Maybe in that measurable, you can talk about, maybe, do you have the money to go and buy the trousers? And when it comes to achievable, it might encompass, do you have the time to go to that shop? How are you going to get there to that shop? You know, is it achievable? And when you get there, uh, probably there are crowds there. Are you able to cope with the crowds in that shop? Or probably um, you have your money is not enough. So how are you going to achieve that? Are you able maybe to, do you have that opportunity to call your family members to maybe top up your money? So all those things fit in the SMART objective, the SMART framework. And you can also, you're going to buy trousers. You can also talk about relevance. Do you think you need that trousers? Do you think it's worth going to buy the trousers in that shop? You know, relevance and time. Maybe after buying the trousers, you need to go to work. So you need to consider the time. Time you leave home, the time you get to the shop, and then you need to have time afterwards to go to work. So the time factor is always important in when we want to try and achieve our goals. So I've given an example on shopping. What else can we talk about? Even cooking. You should also have a goal when you want to do some cooking. What goals can, what is your specific, what exactly are you going to do? SMART objective. SMART. What exactly are you going to do? In cloud technology, saying, where are you from? I am in the UK. What about you in cloud technology? Where are you from? Where are you from in cloud technology? I've told you where I am. What about you? What about you in cloud technology? So we are talking about the SMART objectives, how we function and how we achieve our objectives, our goals. We need to meet our goals. Goals are not only about work. Goals are part of our life. Whatever we do, we have something in mind. That's a goal. And that something we want to do is what goes under specific. What do you want to do? And how are you going to do it? Do you think you'll manage to do it? Do you think in that space of time or in that environment you are able to do it? And do you think it's worth doing? Is it relevant? And in that time you have, do you think you are able to do it? So this is a I consider it an important aspect of our day-to-day living. And even what can I say? I think everyone uses this unknowingly. We always use this framework unknowingly. Everyone. Imagine. And we have many activities where we use this framework. Imagine today, as for me, I used this framework. Look at this. Look at this. This is propagation. So, what was I planning to do today? Today, I was planning to do some propagation. Then I had to ask myself, am I able to do it? And is it possible to do it? And is it relevant? Yeah. So I can answer the five like connotations of the framework. Specific. My specific is propagation. How I love propagation. I love propagation so much. So my specific on this goal today was propagation. The reason why I love propagation is because I love gardening. I love growing crops. So I thought maybe it is worth sharing with my friends propagation. So according to the framework, the SMART framework, what's the main thing? What's the specific thing I want to do? What's the specific thing I want to do? The specific thing I wanted to do today is propagation. Then the question comes, do you think you are able to do that? Do you think you are able to say something or to show something about propagation? Then my answer, I think, was yes, I can do it. And do you think you will be able to show that you have done it? Yes, because look, I've just put the rosemary in water. So it is sort of measurable. And I've just put some more sage in water. So this is a result. It's measurable. And what else have I done? I've also managed to plant some sage, which had some cuttings with roots. So this is the measurable part of the goal. It's measurable. We can see the results. We can see the rosemary here. We can see the sage in here. So we can see with our eyes that something did happen. Then achievable. Yeah, we have achieved what we want to do, what we wanted to do. We have done the cutting. We've done the cuttings. We've done the trimming. You know, after cutting, you need to trim. We've done the trimming of the rosemary. And we've made sure that we leave some nodes on the stems so that the roots will eventually come out. So that is achievable. Is it relevant? What we are doing, is it of any benefit to anyone? Yes, you never know. Maybe there are people who love rosemary and there are people who love sage. So hopefully, if those people watch this demonstration, then they will find it worth doing the same thing. They will find it worth doing the propagation. So as for me, it is relevant because I'm going to, when these ones produce more roots, you know, if they produce roots, maybe after 3 to 8 maybe weeks or so, or 2 to 6 weeks, you never know. If they produce roots, for me, it is relevant because I'll be able to have more rosemary plants. I'll be able to plant more of the sage plants. So this whole activity is relevant. So maybe there are some activities out there which are not relevant. So we need to brainstorm. Oh, so if this framework is talking about relevance, maybe there are some activities out there which are not relevant. I don't know if I can think of anyone, any, any, any activity which is not relevant. Probably they are there. So we need to brainstorm and just enjoy the discussion, enjoy what we go through in life. Like the framework is not like it's something new. We always do these things, but we do them without, like we just do the things. It's like me, I usually do the planting of these herbs, but it's only today I'm trying to explain that the things we do are based on goals. And the goals which we meet, they have this certain framework which we follow. Sometimes we usually follow the framework unconsciously. You know, all the things we do, the good things we do, they are part of this framework. We do specific things, we do measurable things, activities, we do achievable activities, and we do relevant activities, and time factor, you know, and all the activities we do, of course, they depend on time. For example, like what I said, if you are working and there's a sale, then say, oh, let me rush to get some trousers, there's a sale there. But do you have the time? You need to ask yourself, because there's no way you can leave work and go to a sale. So time factor is important in all things we do. Time factor is important in all things we do. Let's go back to the chart. I got carried away with talking about the SMART framework. Let's go back to the chart. Moadi said earlier, I'm back. And Moadi was greeting me, saying, hi, madam. I am pretty good. In cloud technology, was asking me, where are you from? I told him. And in cloud technology said, oh, he didn't say, tell me where he's from. Where are you from in cloud technology? Krishna Creation. Thank you, Krishna, for coming to support. That is really awesome. I'm really thankful. So, Krishna Creation, I just been talking about the SMART objectives, the SMART framework. And I just was emphasizing that everything we do, if the things are relevant, they always go by the SMART framework, sort of framework. And I was also saying that whatever we do should be specific, whatever we do should be measurable. For example, me, I have a garden. And if I say, oh, today I'm going to the garden, I need to plant some onion. So the specific thing is planting onion. And to make it measurable, how many beds am I going to plant? Maybe I'm going to plant 2 beds. That's measurable. Then I'll say achievable. Am I going to do it? What will involve this activity to be achievable? Do I have the seedlings? Do I have the watering can? Because after planting the seedlings, you need to water the onion. So do I have the watering can? Is water available there? So that's being achievable. Then you might also go to the next item, sort of part of the framework. Is it relevant? Do you really need the onion? Or you just doing it for no reason? So relevant means, do you really need that thing? Do you really need to do it? Is it worth doing? But as for planting the onion, obviously I would say, oh, it's relevant. I don't have onion here. I always buy onion from the supermarket. So I need maybe just a few onion, to enjoy from the garden. So relevance. And then the other thing, to achieve that goal, you need to ask yourself, do you have the time? Probably you are planning to go to the garden when it's like 5 o'clock, and you know that during this time, maybe around 6 o'clock, it's already getting dark. So do you have the time to do the planting of the onion? So you might say, oh, let me see, maybe I will just do it for 30 minutes, and by 6 o'clock I'm done. So time is an important factor, and in everything we want to do, in setting our goals, we need to consider this beautiful framework. I really love it. I really like it, because if you, of course, you can't always think of the, oh, smart framework, I'm going to do shopping, oh, smart framework, but just know the relevance of, in other words, it's just planning. Plan your day, plan what you are going to do, and ask yourself if what you are planning is going to be achievable. So this is the um, framework which can guide us to achieve our goals. It's called S, standing for specific, M, standing for measurable, A, standing for achievable. Is it attainable? Is it achievable? And then R, standing for relevance. Is it worth doing that? What you are planning to do, is it worth doing that? And then time. Do you have the time to do that? Is it achievable in that time you have? For example, you might say, oh, I need to go to, where can I say? I need to go to like a city which is far away from where you are living. Yes, you want to go to that city. Then you should ask yourself, specifically, where exactly do you want to go? I want to go to, let me give an example of a city. I want to go to Boston. Is it Boston? No. I want to go to, which city can I name? Maybe Adelaide. I want to go to Adelaide. Then you say, oh, I want to go to Adelaide. Then you have to ask yourself, how am I going to get to Adelaide? And am I going to really get to Adelaide? What type of transport am I going to use? And you also keep on asking, you should ask yourself, is it really worth going to Adelaide? Then you can ask yourself, do I have the time to go to Adelaide? So in everything we do, we set out goals. And everything we do, we need always to have planning. Yeah. So planning is like a skill. You need to have that skill, or that if you plan what you are doing, what you are going to do, I think it will make your life easier. The most important thing I like about this framework is It's not, it's not specific, it's not measurable, it's not achievable, but it's relevance. I find the idea of relevance um, really something which is important. Although parts of the framework are good, but what has just come to my mind, what has just made me to think deeper is the idea of relevance. You know, we should always ask ourselves, whatever goals we are planning to achieve, the is it relevant? Is it worth doing that? You know, so I feel relevance is a very important factor in planning our goals. Yeah, we might say, oh, yeah, we want to specific. I want to go and buy a bicycle. That's a specific thing. Oh, I want to go to the sports shop and buy a bicycle. That's specific. You need a bicycle. Then the question will come. Do you have like the necessary, maybe money? Are you able to do it? You can say, oh yes, I can do it. I can buy the bicycle, I have the money. Then the question comes, oh, you have the money, and are you able to transport the bicycle from that shop to the house? Then maybe you can say, oh yes, I can transport the bicycle. I'll just hire an Uber and bring the bicycle home. Then there might be a question. Do you think it's relevant? Is it worth you buying that bicycle? Then as for maybe me, maybe I I cannot even, it's a long time since I rode a bicycle. Then the question will just strike me. I'll say, oh, but why should I buy a bicycle? Is it really worth it? You know. So relevance, I think it takes a very center stage. Relevance. So everything we do, we should ask ourselves, should we do it? Or should we? Do you think we should do? Do you think I should do that? Yeah. Is it worth doing? You know. Yeah. Of course, time is also another factor. Do you have the time? You might have the time to go and buy a bike, but do you really need a bike? I might have time to, the example I gave earlier, to buy a trousers. Do I really need a trousers? Maybe I have like lots of trousers, maybe I have lots of. So you ask yourself, is it really worth doing that? Do I really need a bike? But as for today, when I was doing the propagation, yes, it's relevant. I really need to have more herbs, you know. What else can I talk about when we come to relevance? Maybe we talk about shopping, we talked about gardening, we've talked about what else can we talk about? Maybe you want to go on holiday. Yeah, we know people love going on holiday. People love going on holiday. Maybe a family member has invited you to go on holiday, and you maybe you only have 4 days of work or a week of work. Then the idea of relevance also comes in. Oh, your family member maybe has 3 weeks of work, and you have maybe only 4 days of work. Then you can also ask yourself, with the 4 days of work, is it really worth going on holiday? You see? So relevance comes in more or less everything we can think about. Yeah. And like I've said, I think relevance is a key issue in most of the things we do. We have 10 likes in the live stream. We are happy about that. And we have people in the amazing live stream. That's really amazing. I'm really happy. We have still have people in the live stream. That's really good. I'm really grateful for that. So we have been just discussing about meeting our objectives. I mean, meeting our goals, achieving our goals. And there's always a way which can help us to achieve our goals. Look at this. That's rosemary, ready for propagation. This is a way of achieving the goal for today. And I've also talked about how to achieve the goals, how we achieve goals, which is really important because our life is all about achieving goals. Think of think of when you wake up in the morning, you need to tidy the house. You need to set a goal. Oh, today I need to tidy up the house. I need to change all the linen, the bed linen. Then how do you do it? The measurable. If you have like 4 beds in your house, so you might say, oh, today I'll do these 2 beds. I'll change linen on these 2 beds. So that's measurable. Achievable. Are you able to do it on your own? Yes, you can make 2 beds on your own. It's achievable. Then you can say, is it relevant to change the bed sheets, to change the bed linen? Of course, you answer yourself, yes, I need to change the bed linen because I can't let um, the the family sleep in the same linen for days and days and days. So it's relevant. Then maybe after changing the beds, you need to go to work. You are starting work maybe at 9 o'clock or you are starting at 10. So do you have the time to change the beds, to change the linen, and to be able to prepare to go to work? So time factor. So in everything we do, we do it unconsciously. We are meeting this these parts of the framework without like saying, oh, specific is that, measurable is that, achievable is this, relevance is this, time. So this just happens, like we just follow this framework, unconsciously. Or if but some aspects of this framework, they just come to our brain, like time will come to our brain. Oh, do I have the time? Oh, I don't think I'm able to make the beds. Let me just go to work. Or I don't think I'll finish roasting the chicken. Let me just leave it for now. Or relevant. Oh, the family said they don't want chicken today, so why should I make the chicken? So relevant. So these things are this framework is just part of our life. But it's always it's good to know that there's something like that which exists, and there's something like that which which guide us, although we are guided unknowingly. Yeah. So this is a framework which is really good. I find it really relevant, as it says, I find it worth knowing, in the aim of achieving our goals. We need to achieve our goals. Now, there are people who have just joined in the chat. I'm just going to emphasize about propagation. Let me just give another emphasis on propagation. Propagation is a way of planting, or it's a way of having the same species of plants. Propagation is about having the same breed or the same species of plants, or what else? Yeah, of plants. Propagation can be done with grass, with some trees, some type of trees, with the herbs, with the vegetables, as long as, the plant has some nodes and can produce some roots from the nodes, you can do propagation. You can do propagation by placing a cut-out cutting like this one, a cutting. When you have a cutting like this, you remove the bottom leaves and then you place the cutting in water. Some people you can place the cutting in a smaller container of soil, of loose soil. So the aim would be, your goal would be, after some time, you will be hopeful that the plant will produce some roots. So the plant, this cutting, will produce some roots, and then you will be able to replant the cutting in another place, or in another planter, or in another part of your garden. So propagation is something worth doing, because you can have the same species of plants. So you use cuttings, and when you do the cutting, ensure that the cutter you use is sterile and is sharp, because you don't want to damage the cutting, and you do not want to you do not want to spoil the cutting. So you use a clean, sterile cutter, and you make sure that it's sharp. So when you do the cutting, the next thing will be just removing the bottom leaves like this one. Then you place in water. When you place this cutting in water, the cutting will need, while it's in water, it will need appropriate temperature, it will need water, and it will need some light. You can't put this in the cupboard. The roots will not form, but you put somewhere where there's light, because we want the leaves to continue with their process of photosynthesis, making food for the plant. So as the leaves continue to make food for the plant, then the roots will form at the base here. The roots will form. So this is a way of ensuring that you continue to have as many of your favorite plants as possible. So today we propagated rosemary. This is rosemary. And we also propagated sage. These are herbs which are really good, they are really good for just for the general well-being. but they are good to those people who are not allergic to them. If you find that you are allergic to them, you shouldn't use them. So this is what we were talking about today: propagation and meeting our goals. Propagation and meeting our goals. So why did I choose rosemary today? Why did I choose sage today? Both herbs, sage and rosemary, people believe, these are just beliefs. They believe that rosemary is good for memory. Sage is also good for memory, for our brain function. And people also believe that rosemary is good for the heart health, and it is also good for the upkeep of the hair. It makes the hair to grow. I haven't tried it, but I have heard that rosemary is good for hair. But what I know is that some cosmetics, we always find them with rosemary in them. They say, oh, this shower gel has some rosemary extract. This bath foam has some rosemary extract. So hence, rosemary is a good herb for commercial purposes. So I'm so happy today because I managed to grow, to plant 3 pots of sage. Wow, look at that. This one and this one. And also we have another pot of sage. We planted 3 pots of sage. So I'm going to keep these 3 pots of sage indoors because of the cold out there. So I always am happy when we come to this time. We have managed to reach the target. Our target today is 120 minutes. Imagine that. So we have managed to reach 120 minutes, and we have 10 likes, which is really something to be thankful for. So let me just read the names of the people who managed to attend the live stream, and then we can call it a day. We had Keith L. All these people, I'm reading their names. Thank you ever so much. And I'm grateful that you attended the live stream. I'm just reading the names. Dolly, the Phoenix Fireside. We have In His Name. We had the Bad Files was here. Betty's Corner was here. We had Krishna Creation. India. We had also Francois. We also had Mohammed Bashir was here. We also had Mo Adi. And we had THK Travel and Tour. THK Travel and Tour. We had the Crusted Joints. All these are amazing people. We had, who else was here? M.U.T. We had him here. We also had Ryan was here. Amazing people. We had AFC Tickton Dragon. HH5. AFC Tickton Dragon. HH5. We also had Matembwere Chifumuro. That's beautiful. We had Moad, I've read. We had Paul. Paul was here. We also had S. Dot Vision. Thank you, S. Dot Vision. I think earlier on I didn't mention your name. Yeah, he was answering about this herb I was asking for. S. Dot, thank you. I do acknowledge your presence. We also had N3, Neptune 3. Who else? Yeah, I think I've read everyone. We have hit our mark. Oh, I didn't read this one. Kenneth Christianson. Kenneth Christianson was here as well. And we had Krishna Creation from India. Thank you, everybody who have managed to spare the time to come and share with us this beautiful day, and where we're just chatting away about propagation of plants, and we also touched on the goal, meeting our goals. Thanks everybody for now. Bye everybody.